Alright, hello everyone. If you came across this video, maybe a link was shared on Facebook, WhatsApp, or anywhere you find yourself in. I'm actually making this video in response to a post I made some few weeks ago. I actually did post it on Facebook about an account that actually started on Facebook for those who were actually struggling with coming alongside the algorithm and all that. Now, how did it all started? In case you're coming across this video by mistake, or I posted on Facebook because I had a friend who said the algorithm is not really doing too well with new accounts, and probably those are not really that it favors some people. So, and I was of the opinion that the algorithm on Facebook did apply to people who it favors people who follow some tips, some strategies on Facebook. And this person said that he's done with trying again, and I was trying to tell him that these are some of the strategies that you can actually use to revive your account and all of those things. So he said he wasn't interested, and so what I did was to pick up a Facebook account that has been in it's been open for about 1 to 2 years with 10 views, or 10 views, about 20 views, okay. And I took that same account, and under the space of 28 days, I had over 1 million views on that same account. The tips, the tricks, the strategies is all the things I'll be documenting in this video. Please, you may have to be a bit patient, because instead of making fragmented videos bit by bit, I've decided to put everything together. So after doing that, just to prove that it wasn't a coincidence that under 28 days I had got 1 million views on that same account, an account that had less than 20 views for over 1 or 2 years. So again, the same strategy, the same tricks and tips, I adapted it into a new account. I created a new account for the same sake. Now, over the space of 28 days, this had about 1.5 views or thereabouts. So, which means if it worked for the ones which is a bit dead account on Facebook, it can also work for those accounts that are relatively new accounts on Facebook. And this is some of the tips, strategies I'm going to share with you. It means if you religiously follow some of these tips and tricks, you will definitely do very well with it. Again, this is by no means 100% for those who are not going to follow some of the tips and tricks, so bear with me. Alright, so in this video I'll be making all of the tips, tricks you can use to go viral, can use to increase your views, engagement, and many of these things. These are not theory alone, these are practical, okay? And I've been able to invest. I sat down and I started writing all of these things together, all the things that work for the second account. I am starting the third account just to show you that this really do work. This video might be very long, so just pay attention to it, because I've got 75 tips, tricks, strategies that you can actually use as a relatively new account, or if your account is dead. 70 strategies out of these 75 are the ones I actually made use of to make sure that these accounts, despite dead or even new, you're going to go viral, you're going to get all what you needed. Now, the remaining 5 strategies and tips are the things that are quite general in nature. They're very good, they are strategies in themselves, they are tricks, they are tips, but they are not part. I didn't count them as part of the 70 strategies I'll be sharing. Why? Because I documented my experience, and this is what I want you to reckon with now. So let me start by saying, now, one of the strategies, now, when it comes to getting going viral, the first thing is this. Gone are those days where when you sell a product, you sit down in your store, you sit down in your shop, you want people to come into your shop to come and buy stuff, to buy things. Yes, you might actually get product sales, you might get some few revenues, but you won't really do very well. Why? Because times are changing. You need to literally step out, take your product and show it into the face of people and say, this is what I actually sell. Gone are those things where you have an online store where people come to patronize, but now if you really want to make sales, you have to probably run an ads and all of those things for it. So what am I saying? The first strategy is this. You need to understand your audience. Now you need to understand your audience. And what do I mean by that now? How do you understand your audience? And I want us to please pay attention to this. All of these strategies, all of these tips, you don't even need to have a follower before you can start growing. You don't even need. Now the first is what? Understanding your strategy, understanding your audience. Now let's take for instance, you want to serve people who are probably in America and they are 15-year-old to maybe 25-year-old. Yeah, that's an audience but that's not the target audience. You need to go deep into understanding the level of people you want to actually serve. And so if you relate this to this, the first strategy is detect your audience. Now, how do you detect your audience? How do you know what your audience wants? For example, nobody in the whole world gets his product out without not knowing that these are the things they really want. So the first trick to going viral, the first trick to expanding whatever you are, whether you are skilled or not, is knowing what your audience wants. And how do you know what your audience wants online? Is to visit Facebook groups. I'm going to be sharing with you some strategies that you can actually use with Facebook groups. The first strategy is Facebook groups. Join Facebook groups. On Facebook groups, don't just join Facebook groups. You need to be strategic about joining Facebook. Number one, let me use, for instance, your niche is gardening. You want to teach people how to garden, to do their gardens, plant something and whatever you need to do. You cannot, if you keep posting on Facebook, maybe one or two few persons are going to be seeing it. Why? Because there are numerous thousands and millions of posts every now and then, seconds on Facebook. So in the sea of information, when you post naturally, it's not going to get out to people. So you might be posting, people are not going to see it. So you need to take it out to the people, and that's by joining Facebook group. So when you join Facebook group, you need to study the group. So the second strategy is this: don't just join any Facebook group. I'm going to be explaining this to you. Go to Facebook, search for the name of the group you want to join. For example, maybe you want to join a group. Let me use an example of the account that I actually used to probably grow up. Hey, hi. Artificial intelligence. You want to do very well in artificial intelligence. Go on Facebook, search for artificial intelligence, and join numerous groups. As it is now, there is no limits as regards the number of groups you can join. So the more groups you join, the better for you. Now, when you are searching the group, you need to understand something which leads to what the next strategy. Type, let's say you want to do your niche is on music. Type music, maybe AI music, or just type anything you want. The next strategy you must make sure you use is this. There are many groups that are going to bring out to you. Now, let me tell you one thing about groups. Facebook group is this. A group can have 5 million people in that group. Yes, that's population, right? Join at least 10 groups on Facebook. And how do you rank your 10 groups? Rank them in the order of population. 5 million, 3 million, 4 million, 2 million, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million, 100,000, 900,000 people. And that should be your first 10. You can join 15 groups. Now, join 15 groups or join 10 groups, for example. I did more than 10 groups for that account. Now, join 10 groups, let's use 10 for example, and rank them in number of population. There are some groups that are 50 people, 100 people. That's not the group I'm referring to. 5 million, 3 million. Now, after joining, and this leads us to what? You rank them. Now, the first group, you have to have your top 3 out of your top 10. But we are going to come to the point where we are going to be ranking your top 3 out of the top 10. But the top 10, number one criteria to ranking is population. Now, after population, the next thing you must do when you want to join a group is this. There's some group with 5 million people, and yet there's some group with 100,000 people. The group with 5 million people has a lot of people, but I can tell you that there is no level of interaction in that. It cannot be compared to some groups with 100,000. And I've actually experienced this. I've put this into test. I'm not speaking theoretically. If you post the same content on a group with 5 million people, and you post the same content with some groups with just 100,000 people, I'm just telling you that the first criteria is ranking them by population, right? Now the next one is, how active is that group? And that's why you can actually rank a group to be first among the first 10. Not now, the first 10 is by population, but the next ranking is in terms of your preference to first post. Is that group that gives you the engagement. And that's why the same content that you post on a group with 5 million people, you post that same content on a group with 100,000 people, and yet you see how 100,000 people interact with that same post. And this is how you get to know that what you're posting is not where the problem is in terms of when you post in a group. Some groups, I don't know how it's been designed. They are just there to just look at contents and they just go. And yet a group with 50,000 people, you see a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of share and all of these things. They interact, they make all of it. That's a good criteria of knowing this is a very good group. That is the second criteria. The first one is recognize these groups by numbers, population. Second one is this: categorize them by how they interact. And that's why your first 5, 6, 7 days, it's a time where you need to really understand these groups and really need to study this group, you now realize that yes, the same content, but this one generates more likes, share content, and more than the one with 5 million. So it's just not about the population. Now, after this method of ranking, which is by interaction, the third method of ranking, again, after you have done it, is before you join the group, you see the number of average posts in a day, and that tells you a lot. A group can have 5 million people, and what happens? In a day, just 10 plus posts. It shows you that group well populated, but is really not active. And so when you see two groups, you are either thinking, should I join this or not? Look at the one that there are some groups with 100,000 people, and yet they have over 100 plus posts in a day. Not just by the admin, but people who are ready to share contents for you to learn or whatever. And it avails you the chance to post, not too much of restriction. So again, the first criteria is by population. The next ranking is about interaction. Which groups have more interactions, the like, clicks, video? Then the third one is on the average. How many posts do they post on that same group in a day? Go for the ones that have 100 plus posts, 65 at least, all of this. And so it means that when you start posting now, and I can tell you that in the next 5 to 6 days, you start seeing a lot of views on your post. Normally you would have posted and you should have just seen it. So you are serving people, you are reaching out to people, but don't fret. Sometimes you might not get likes, you might not get those comments, you might not get those shares, but it's a first strategy to moving forward. So this is about it. Now let's move on to the next strategy. Your niche. Your niche is very important. Your niche is, let's say, we have different niches, and I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Some are into gardening, some are into AI, some are into Christianity, religion, some are into different things like music, some are into football, some are into food. Understand your niche. What do they want? You need to understand and differentiate the difference between felt needs and actual needs. And it is by you understanding how, when you start posting, first then this, understand what parts of your content or which parts of your production or your content, video, or views people interact with the most. Some they interact most with infographics. Some is just text, some is just image. So you have to understand that very particular point. And how do you do that? Is by studying and seeing how things go. All right. Next to the next strategies. Master the art of storytelling. It helps you in everything you do. Don't just churn out content and just post out. It's not going to help you. Now let me tell you the difference. You will see a post, the same post posted by the same person, showing you an evidence of something, but the story is really lacking. The reason why people are actually engaging with your content is this. Now let me tell you something. For a fact, there are millions of posts every second, and someone is scrolling by, and the only thing that catches their attention is what they're actually saying, what the first few like. People have short attention span, and so the first few lines really matter to them. Now, especially when you're not telling the story. Now that story, the reason why they're listening to the story or they are actually watching or reading is because it resonates with them. If your story does not resonate with the people you are trying to connect with, it's just be like you're just posting there. So you have to master the art of storytelling. If you want to know more, just go to ChatGPT or go to any of these things and let it write whatever thing you want to post in the form of a story. It captures the heart of people. It captures people because it identifies their struggle. Now, there are 3 things that must be present in the story that you're actually posting out. Very important. The first one is the hook. The hook is very important. What are you starting the story with? Imagine you have something like this. I failed 7 times and this was what got me out. Imagine you coming up with, they said I'm never gonna make it until when this happened. So people come up with different stories. I would say, you've been using this in a very wrong way until I started using this, and people want to know what exactly is this person saying. Okay, let's even see the secret is saying. So there has to be, number one, in the story, there has to be the hook. What does the hook say? Something has to hook you because someone is scrolling online, and people got short attention span, so they need to know what is that thing that is catching them. So there has to be a hook. Go and check the things you've been posting, whether it has an hook. If there's no hook, then you're not doing something right. The story is incomplete. Now, in the body of your story, there has to be a struggle. That is where the struggle resonates with people. Imagine someone saw a post and they are interacting with it, for example. Someone said, for example, what I posted online as regards me building an account that was dead for about two years, gotten no views at all, and now it has over 1 million views. Now some have 5 million views. and all of this, and there is no follow. All of the stories resonates with the people. People can identify with it because they are struggling with it. So there has to be a struggle. It's not just going to be a story about how fancy, how good things have been. How did it start? That thing to catch them, which is the hook. The second part is what resonates with them. What are you, how can you identify with them? How can they identify with what you're saying? Can they feel the pains? Are they going through what you passed through? And if they went through what you passed through, and you've gone through that same thing and you're now successful, which means they have gotten hope that if you could go through it, they could also go through it and be successful. So there has to be a struggle. Tell them about the things you did wrong. Tell them about how devastating, how frustrating it is, how things are not going well. That's a problem, that's a challenge, and that needs to be solved. The last one is this: that you have to tell them the victory, tell them how you won, tell them how things are starting to pan out. Let people understand the success stories also, not just the struggle or probably the hook. And this gives them an insight into, if this person can actually achieve this, then I can actually still achieve it. So you have to master the art of storytelling, which is very important. I'm still going to share some things in the future. And so while we're actually doing this, now facts they tell, but stories they sell. Imagine we just posted online, our company has donated $10,000 to a dog shelter, and people say, oh, that's really kind of them. They donated $10,000 to a dog shelter. Oh, that's really kind. That's a fact. They did that. Now, the same thing you just posted under a short sentence and maybe two sentences, someone picks it up and writes it in form of his story. One of our staff, imagine something like this. One of our staff were going at the night and they saw a dog who's got no owner, it's got no companion. It was lying in the rain. We saw it, we took it up, we took it to our veterinary doctor. They said this and all of those things. And do you know, today we're giving it a life. Now it's not happy, it's now back with other animals. You show the picture of Victor and just show a little bit of his struggle. And that tells a story different. But now we've now donated $10,000 and we have added, maybe the name of the dog is Jackson, and you've added Jackson back to it. So what does it tell you? There's a story behind you just telling that we didn't just come out to say $10,000 we donated to the shelter home for dogs. That's a fact, but that's not a story which tells more information about it. So we need to really understand. Now let's move to the next thing. All right. Also, now this next strategy is this: we need to know how to create a savable content, whether it's video, whether it's an image or a text. Very important, and this is one of the mistakes that people do make. Facebook algorithm pays for those who are interested in monetization, for those who are interested in going. It's all about the engagement, and that's what the algorithm is pushing out. And now what are engagements? We talk about likes, we talk about share, and we talk about comment. But engagement actually transcends beyond like, sharing, and commenting. There are ways in which you can turn all of these things to times 10 of what it is, which I'll still be sharing. Now, look at it from this perspective. You need to be able to rank them. When you like a post, let's say that's 1 point for me. When you comment, that's 2 points. When you share, that's 3 points. So liking a video is just not enough. When they comment, makes more engagement, and when they share, makes more. And the problem we have actually is this: people churn out quality content that they forget to tell their audience to like, share, and subscribe, or to follow what they are actually doing. But then in all of these things, it's very good that you focus on knowing that all of these things have to be there. But then we're going to be talking about the value in the next strategy, how to create valuable content. Now, if they like, they share, and they comment, the rank is this. I always like that they actually share your content, and that's you have to put it in there in your write-up or in your video that they should share your content. This is the reason. If I tell my audience to share content, and if the audience actually share the content, what happens? The person sharing the content perhaps might have 10,000 followers. So when he shares his content, the 10,000 followers also see what he has actually shared. And what that means is that you originally just posted and you have only reached one person. But because of that powerful engagement metrics, which is share, means that person has shared it to other persons, and with 10,000 persons, imagine that person has maybe over 200,000 people. Imagine that person has maybe just 100,000 people under him as followers, subscribers, whatever it is, and he shares the content. Those other persons sees it. So engagement is very much important. But now the king of engagement beyond this is this: when you post, don't give all the information out in your post. If you are doing text or you're doing image or whatever it is, you have to direct them down to the comment section. And when you direct them down to the comment section, very important. Now, even in the comment section, the first comment is probably the secret. Maybe you want to tell them, now I've gotten big strategies to make money online. Maybe someone is into online making, niche. I've got big contents, I've got big ideas, I've got big strategies on how to make money online, and you tell them all of the stories, and they are now fascinated about, oh, this sounds interesting, and tell them to come into the comment section. When they get to the comment section and you want to provide it there, you can make it a thread. And that's where we'll be going on in the next chapter. So let's talk about thread now. After you've done that, the first thing is maybe you've got to talk about maybe 10 ideas on how to do something. The first one has to be the thread. First one is the first comment, you post the first idea. The second comment, you yourself post the second idea. So your first 10 comments are your 10 ways of probably making money online. And you post all of these things there, and so people start interacting. Now remember that comments are so also very powerful, and one of the things in which the algorithm actually pushes content out there. So when people start making comments, and that really helps you. So again, thread matters. Those who sell high volume secrets, this is the secrets to going viral, this is the secrets to getting much engagement, and all of those things are things they use. Facebook group, knowing the group, to knowing when to post, and all of this is very important. Again, so the thread is very important, and this is what people use that they don't know. So all your things you are going to be posting in the threads. Now, another secret part of the thread is your first thread. Images pay more than text. Images rank more than just pure text. So even when you put a text in the first comment, you can back it up with an image, which means you can have 10 things. Your post is about 10 ways to make money, and you have posted it on the normal platform, and you have led them into the comment section. The first strategy, the first way of making money, you post it as a text, then you attach an image that explains or that links it up with the text. Then the second comment is the same text, the second point on how to make money, then you attach an image again to it. By so doing, if you are doing 10 ways to make money online, you already have 10 comments in the thread, and they still have an image attached to it. So it's not just about the text. You see that image you attach to the text is another engagement on its own. It's like saying people are seeing image. So normally when you post online and you have a text and you attach it to an image, that's fine on its own. Imagine that being replicated in 10 ways. So how do you replicate that in 10 ways? It's through the thread. So instead of you just posting one point like we would normally do, and you attach an image to it, you can do that 10 times. And that's a powerful thing that people don't know about the threads. And I'm still going to be explaining to you, in case you are busy, how you can actually do that. All right. The next strategy is very simple and basic, but it's very powerful. We all know that when you post online, sometimes you get your likes, sometimes you get a comment, sometimes they get a share. But when they make comment, you can post, and about just 10 persons makes comments. They make the comment on that post, and you have 10 comments. Sometimes we just look at these comments and we don't reply. Before you even make a post, the secret is first interact with many contents. Post online, when they make posts, like the video, share the video, comment, and so the Facebook algorithm knows that okay, you're also very active. And then people you make comment and people you're making comments of, you start seeing their contents and all that. It's not just that you're expecting people to make a comment, but then this is where I'm actually going. When people make comment, always dedicate time to reply their comment. And the secret is this again: don't just reply comments with a strategic pattern. For example, you post a video, you post a text, you post an email, and people say, wow, interesting. Wow, this sounds so good. This is nice. Thank you for this. Many of us just see this and it's like, thank you. They really like my comment. No. When someone likes a comment, you have to go back to the comment section and say, thank you so much for liking my comment. And you can just run there and say, oh yeah, I really made this and hope good. You have replied. So if 10 people make comments on that same thread, just 10 people. When people see your content, they will see 10 comments, right? But how to multiply that times 4 is this: to make you have more engagement. Just 10 persons. What first person said, this is so interesting. You have to reply that person by saying, thank you so much for engaging in this. I really like the fact that you liked it. Imagine you do that for the 10 people that make comment. That means you now have 20 comments on that comment section. This is not spamming. This is you just interacting and replying those comments. The algorithm is deceived into believing that, yeah, it's not just about deceit. I mean, it's made to understand that there is an active engagement there. That's 20 comments just from ordinarily 10 comments. You can then strengthen it. Now ask that same person by quoting it. For example, you have made a post about 10 ways to make money online, or 10 ways to train your dog, or 10 types of something. You can then ask, which all of this process or which all of this method do you like the most, or which one of these do you use to? You have asked that person. Remember, that person already liked the comment and loved it, so the person might most likely, by percentage or by probability, 70% likely to reply by saying, well, I actually like that third part because it's something I've used before, or maybe, and that's how you elongate it. So imagine you just one person, you have a 4 back and forth interaction with that person. It means that just 10 comments leads into 40 comments online, and that's how you get more people to comment. So you ask them questions. All right, when you ask them questions, it leads them. Again, we are moving to the next strategy, but it's related to this one I just explained. All right, in terms of this strategy, a lot of people are actually befuddled with a lot of information online and like, oh, looking for one guru research. Let me tell you something that most people don't do. You have to dedicate time to replying comment. You have to dedicate time to building a comment. Why? It is very important. When you dedicate time to build a community, you definitely get a result because you interact with people, and that is really going to help you when people comment and people share your content. All right, now this strategy it's on our platform on Facebook, but I can tell 80% of don't make use of it as much as they should, and it's the key to building a successful, content to getting viral, getting well known easily under a short period. When you post obviously valuable content and people like your post, people share your post, people comment. Those who like your post, how to deal with them? Spend time to go back to your platform and auto invite them to follow your content. Do people do this? I have spoken to people, most people don't even do it. Very few people do it. When someone likes your content, go back to your dashboard, say this person like it, click on it, invite that person to come and follow your content, follow your page on whatever thing you do. I can tell you that when you dedicate time to doing this, people don't understand. People are actually leaving a lot on the table. Why? Because everybody just feels it's just about churning out content, churning out whatever thing, text, image, video. How about sitting down to interact, which is going, invite them. Start doing this, invite them, they are going to come. And once they start coming, they will be joining. Someone liked the content, someone made a very good content, someone commented, someone shared. Don't leave it at that. Just come, tell them, invite on your platform to come, and they're definitely going to do it. That's one of those ways you use to quickly build up. And I believe that most people start making use of this. All right, this strategy is what we all know, which is consistency. If someone is going to sell you any course or anything they want to tell you, I can tell you for a fact from experience, this is going to be the third account I'm building. Go viral under a short period of time. Whatever anyone is going to tell you, if you're not consistent, you're definitely not going to see a result. And I'm sure you have heard the word consistency before, all right? But what does consistency? You can be consistently inconsistent in your posting and you think you are consistent. For example, the first ingredient of consistency is showing up every day. Don't miss one day. Once you miss one day, I can tell you that you have broken the rule. Don't miss anything. Oh, I've got loads of things to do. There's just no way I'm not going to miss anything. I'm going to be sharing some things with you. Don't miss anything. That's the first secret. Consistency, number one, don't miss anything. Some people are consistently inconsistent. How are they consistently inconsistent? They post today, they don't post tomorrow. Now, when they want to post the next day, they want to post make up for the other day. So let's say they post once a day. You post on Monday, you didn't post on Tuesday. Now you want to post on Wednesday, you added to which should cover up for yesterday, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't forget, when you miss a day, something is wrong somewhere. It's a wrong signal to the algorithm. So your first 30 days is very important. You have to keep eating it. Now let me now answer a question someone asked. How many posts should you have in a day? Remember, this is the strategy. In terms of consistency, if you follow the rules of the group you should join, like I explained to you. Join 15 groups in your niche. Is 15 too much? It's not too much. Don't join 1, 2, 3. 15 groups. Now, when you join 15 groups, that's the first thing. Now, when you have joined these groups, to become consistent, you have to keep posting every day. Now, how many do you post? To start sounding like you are a bot or to sound like you are a spam, that means you are posting above 35 posts. Now, to sound like an average person that is intentional about growing, I recommend, if you have the strength, post 8 to 10 times in it. What if I post once or twice in a day? There's no problem, you will keep growing. But we are talking about growing at a pace and sending a signal to the algorithm that I am here not to joke, not to play, I am here. While you are posting, you must be very careful to balance quality and quantity together. Even though in the general world, quality is very important. But you see, when it comes to algorithm favors quantity. I'm still going to talk about you posting valuable content. We have all heard this before. I have posted and I've said many times, plethora of times, make sure you are posting quality content. But I can tell you without mincing words that some people spend 24 hours posting content. I'm still going to probably explain that as a next strategy. But without, digressing, post 8 to 10 times in a day. And be strategic about your posting. For first day, post 8 times. Second day, 8 to 10. Third day, if you do this for 14 straight days, the algorithm knows someone is coming. This person has not come to play. So consistency is key. So how can you be inconsistently consistent? Is by posting. You have 2 today, 5 tomorrow. It's not as if it's bad, but make sure that if you are going to be inconsistent in the frequency of posting, in the number of posts in a day, make sure that your minimum is 10. Maybe tomorrow you post 12. Next tomorrow is 11. If it is that level of inconsistency, it is still above our own 10. But if you say 10 is too much, I'm talking about you want to get serious. 10 is quite a lot, I understand. But you have to be intentional. Because the bar, when you set your bar very high, and when you are not meeting up with your bar, then you are posting maybe 6 times, 5 times, 4 times in a day, and you feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, but that's still going to get you results. So the higher you set for yourself is very important. Now let's move to the next strategy. Now this is going to be very short. This strategy is very, very short. Quantity versus quality. Any day, anytime, I am someone who preaches quality in everything you do, because if you don't provide quality content, people are not going to resonate with what you are doing. They can't like it, they can't share it, they can't comment, and all of those things. It's very important. However, the big mistake that a lot of people make is they actually spend so much time producing quality content. Maybe on YouTube, it might work. On Facebook, it is both quality and quantity. And that's why you see someone, you might say, what's this person posting? What's this posting? Posted rubbish today, posted rubbish the next 2 days, posted rubbish, low effort, kind of. You see it as low effort because you know what you're capable of producing now. But the truth is that low effort somewhere is already getting likes. There is always a sense in every nonsense. Am I promoting that you post just anyhow? No. Be careful of you working towards perfection at the same time losing so much to produce. While you are using 24 hours to post just one video or to post one content, someone somewhere has posted 10 content with the help of AI. And so the algorithm is saying that this person is posting, this person is posting, this person is frequent. Then one day, out of the nonsense in every nonsense, there's always sense. When you remove the non, there's a sense there. Out of the nonsense, the one of the nonsense will make sense one day. And that's where the algorithm is going to push that nonsense out. And that nonsense becomes something. And that's why some people today, see them on Facebook, even if they cough and they laugh, they have 1 million likes because they've gotten to an apogee, they've gotten to the highest level. And so you must learn how to balance content and quality. Very important. You must also learn that. Now let's move to the next strategy. Alright, the next strategy is the golden first hour. What is the golden first hour? It's just not about posting content online. It's about having an understanding of the golden first hour. What's the golden first hour? The way the algorithm works is this. When you make a post, the first 1 hour is very important to the algorithm. Why? How do people see that post? If it is very dry, it's not getting a lot of likes, comment, and share, it's not telling the algorithm that maybe people really like it. But in the first 1 hour and people really like your content, they're showing likes, content, like, comment, share, oh my god, that's a big secret to the first golden 1 hour. And well, it may not really be too ideal to tell people to like, share your content and comment and all that, but for those who have got a private group, it's always very easy for them. You can quickly tell someone that, oh, I'm be posting this time, quickly check it. You see, when you have much likes, share it, and comment on the first 1 hour, the algorithm has no option. It will keep pushing. I mean, after you've grown to a certain level, keep pushing it, because it shows it that, oh, people really like it, people really like it, they want to see this. So it is very important. And now we cannot really fully understand or utilize this strategy enough if you don't understand something we call the timing of your most active audience. And that leads us into the next one: timing of most active audience. Now, you must post and you must see them engage, but you must know who are those that follow you the most. For example, sometimes when I check the dashboard, I can see that 25% of people that are actually following and liking and engaging on my content are from United States of America, and I'm currently, let's say, I'm in the UK, and I understand that there's a 6 hours difference in the time. And so if majority of my audience is from America and there's a 6 hours difference, that means if I post 12 a.m. they are definitely 6 p.m. where they are. And so what does that tell me? If I post by 6 a.m. my own money, means that's 12 a.m. in America. And the question is how many of them will be online to interact with it? Now, going by the previous strategy that I said, the 1 hour golden strategy, 1 hour. Now, if they are actually sleeping, the first 1 hour is going to be very dormant. And like I said to you, if you want to keep the push, so the best thing is this: first understand where your audience is coming from, majority of them. And if you've got, for example, like me now, I've got 25% of them from Nigeria, 25% of them from America, and yet I'm in the UK. And so what do I do? Check the time. UK and Nigeria has got almost the same time, if not the same time. And so I can use that to plan my first 2 major people that are actually engaging with the content. So if I post the content by 12 p.m. in the afternoon, it means I'm targeting those who are waking up by 6 a.m. So the question is does it make sense to do that? And so, does the timing even make sense? That's what a lot of people say. Does it then make sense? Then it makes sense, because if you wanted to quickly engage on your content, means they have to be online. And that's a very big point that people need to focus and start making use of. And now let's move to the next strategy. Now, this strategy is asking insanely engaging questions, asking awkward questions. You must know yourself whether you're ready for the kinds of comments people will make, but it's a big strategy to getting viral. Why is this? Asking controversial questions. Sometimes you see some questions online, you're like, does this person really have brain? That's what comes to your mind. Bro, the person's got brain. It's intentional. It's intentional. Imagine someone's got a football platform on Facebook and the person is asking you that he prefers, no disrespect to Marcus Rashford. Is a good player, but he prefers Rashford to win the Ballon d'Or ahead of maybe Dembele, because Rashford just scored 2 beautiful goals for Barcelona, and Dembele didn't really score that great goal, so he prefers it and he posts it on his page. A lot of people come out and start bashing it. Who is this? Start using uncouth words, start using printable names for the person. You don't even know football, and some people say, oh, maybe you didn't get the gist, it was just being sarcastic. It's controversial. Get to know your audience. Some people is thriving on controversial, and that's what thought-provoking question. Imagine someone who used AI to create the first bra for AI. We saw the picture, it went viral, and a lot of people were interacting with it. This same set of people were the same set of people that posted. There was a post with infographic that shows how you can actually use AI to probably do podcast or to cut the timing you use to process your content out, which was a valuable information. This sets of people did not bother to like, comment, or even share, even though some people did. But when you posted something like, oh, AI used for a bra or something, something controversial, or saying that the best president in the country is maybe the worst person in the history, that everybody knows is the worst in your country, and you post that is the best. No matter how people will look, they know that's a rubbish, but they still want to drop a comment and say to you that what kind of post is this? And someone say, funny enough, he asked of his best moment, but then this, and before you know it, someone is posting Messi is better than Ronaldo and saying these are all the stars to prove it. Any day, any time, anywhere, people know it's a debate and generative. So you have to be intentional about what you post. If you've got the stomach to withstand the kinds of comments that actually follow, but don't just post things that is just about you passing information. You must post things that engage people and provoke people to make comments. When I mean provoke, it could be in a positive way, and that's it. Now let's move to the next strategy. All right, this strategy is, of course, is what we know, but probably we didn't pay attention to it. Very short one before I move on to the next one. When you make a post and it's a text, most times you don't get to see the full text. You just see the first line and probably the middle of the second line. Then the next thing you see is read more. The first line and half of the second line has to be very important. This is a bit similar to the hook, but then we have to tell you that you must know, you yourself, when you make that post, you must see where it's actually stopping, where people have to click read more. And between me and you, people who click on read more are those who are fascinated, who are interested in the first line and the hook. And so you must know that before you press or you click on that publish post, the first line and the first few lines, does it resonate with the people? Do you think it's quality enough in terms of the hook to engage someone to say, okay, let me click on reading the next? Very important. That read more, very important. Now let's move on to the next strategy. All right, this strategy is a very good one. Is the power of cross-posting on Facebook. Yes, I've once said that you can post 8 to 10 contents in a day consistently. If you can do that for 30 days, I bet you will be seeing a lot of people engaging with your content. But there's an issue, the power of consistency, and leads us into when you get that, what happens? There's something we call cross-post. When you get to Facebook and you want to post, there is an option. It depends, maybe you might need to update your app if you don't see it, or try using maybe a laptop or your phone, but there's an option you always see: share or post to many groups. If you have actually followed the whole idea of maybe joining 15 quality groups and using the metrics of joining, not just any group, then you select the top 9 that you should post your video. So there's a power of cross post, which means a content you should just post once, you are cross posting it to because on my own platform, the maximum I can cross post is 9 pages, 9 groups. And it means just have one video or have one text or with image, and I just cross post it and it gets to about 9 different on a go. So people need to start making use of that cross post because it gets it there. Now, beyond you just cross posting, that gives you a lot of reach and audience, a lot of views. But beyond just cross posting, shows that you just respect the group you are actually in, because for you to join a group you must have read the terms and all of those things. Now, for example, let me use this aspect. This aspect actually is when you post, some groups, though they have the same label, they have the same heading as your niche, but they still have things they like in their group, the things they permit in their group, while some don't permit some other things. And depending on the group, if it is automatic, when you make such post, it declines it, and you must be able to understand how it declines it, or whether it publishes it, or whether it's underpending. I will explain that in the next strategy. And so when you cross post, be sure you know what the group is all about, and that's why just one single post can be posted in 15 groups. So even if you are that kind of person that values valuable content, you will still be able to do well. I mean, when I mean valuable content, you use maybe a long period of time to post. You can post that same video, text, image into 15 groups. So 9 is the maximum to cross post. Do that and just do that twice, you've gotten it. But this is what I want you to focus on beyond cross posting. Let me use AI as an example. Probably I'm explaining this because someone saw my post on the AI. Some groups in here, what they do is to share prompts to generate image. So you don't just show up with your image. Some people ask you, how did you get the prompts? Can we see the prompts? So it's just about text and images. They don't entertain video. Why some groups, they are not interested in your text and images. Some groups, they are just showing you how to use AI to do videos and all this. So they are interested in your videos. And so when you do your post on text and images, they won't accept it. Why the other? So it's vice versa. So it's not just about you do the one size fits all but try to do a little bit of amendments. And how do you do the amendments? Is this, for example, using the same example of the AI. There are times you want to talk about, wow, see what Nano Banana is doing. You attach the image of what Nano Banana did and you put out a text to explain what happened, and you post it on those platforms. That platform that you posted it are the platforms on Facebook that accept text and image. Why you use that? You can use the same Nano Banana maybe for video or thereabout. Then if it is the video part of it, you cross-post it to those groups that have video. Same one content, 15 different groups. I'm telling you, this is going to boom you. But be very respectful to the group rules. Go there and read the group rules. They are very important. You have to read them. So cross-posting is a powerful tool. Please make use of it. Now let's move to the next strategy. All right, now I made mention of the fact that same power, which is the Facebook group, the biggest strategy you can use. When you start posting, you need to understand that when you cross post or you post individual into groups to get a bigger and a larger reach to the audience. Because we said the first thing is understanding your audience. Sometimes when you cross post or you post, the first thing that happens is this: on some groups, the post enters the pending section of the group, and once your post enters the pending section, depending on the activeness of the group admins or whatever, those in charge of it, they approve your post and it becomes visible to them. You must now know, beyond the good factors, the metrics I shared earlier on. For example, let me just recap on that. I said the first thing to join the group is the population of people there. The second thing is how active they are in terms of engagement, liking the video, sharing the video, and commenting. And the third one I said again is about apart from the engagement, it's about how many posts they make in a day. But beyond that, you must now look at, when you make those posts, do those posts fall under the category of published? How many of your posts in the space of the last 8-9 days? Because this is a 28 days journey adventure, right? The first 1 week is what you can actually use to study a lot. Then you ask yourself, you'll be making posts into this group, but most of your posts is under the category of pending. Maybe because they don't want to approve it or it doesn't follow the group, and you'll be thinking you have been posting, you'll be thinking, I should start getting reach and all of this. No. So that group that quickly publishes your content, that is another part of the way in which you must rank the group you want to focus on. Some can push your contents into decline. Some will push your contents into pending for days and weeks, and some are publishes. When they approve it, it gets published, and that is a point you must know. So it's not just about all of those metrics. Know those ones that quickly do this. Before you know it, you start going. Now let's move into the next strategy. All right, I quickly need to talk about these tips and tricks. Hashtag is very important. I'm not a strong proponent of it, but hashtag is very important. But please, don't think you are wiser than the algorithm. And why I'm saying this is because some people will put 12, 15 hashtags. If it is YouTube, you must understand the number of permitted hashtags. If it is YouTube, maybe you can be using that. For Facebook, just 3, 4 is enough. Once you have 3, 4, that's it. Are you doing gardening tools? Hashtag gardening tools. Just look for the most popular ones that actually resonates with what you are doing. So once you do that, boom, the sky is going to be what your starting point. So Again, you must take note and understand that it is very important to follow all of these things. Now let's move to the next strategy. All right, just a quick one still on this hashtag. You must, just like I said, 3 to 5 is very desirable, but your hashtag should be at the bottom part of whatever you post. But don't just put anything there. Go and search, do research for hashtags that actually works. Don't mislead. Don't do hashtags about, you're doing something and you're misleading people with your hashtag. It's very important. But not just any hashtags. You have to do SEO, search engine optimization, for your hashtag. Yes, you are working on gardening, but there are things people search more on gardening, and that's SEO. You can use so many SEO tools. You can find it on the screen. It's going to help you in which you can use to search for hashtags that actually do. So let's move to the next strategy. Now, this strategy, a lot of people don't know they can actually use it even when you start a Facebook page today. You have to be very confident in yourself and dish out quality. Now, I call this strategy the giveaway strategy. Now, what is the giveaway strategy? Is it money? No. Now, the giveaway strategy is get a very valuable item to give away. Now, it could be ideas or ways of doing things that people would naturally like, a lot of people are looking for. Get it in the form of maybe a repository, a PDF, a video, a book. Get it and you share it as a gift. Now, again, how do you post it? You post coming with a very strong hook. The body of your story is your struggle, then the end is how you won the whole thing, and that resonates with them. Now you want to tell them that all of the ways in which you did these things, you have codified it in a book, or you have it in a video, or you have it in a template somewhere, and you have to intentionally instruct them. Please check into the comment section, or if you are interested, just type I want, give me, and a lot of people are actually going to be posting things on your comment section. That's the main secret. But the question is this: how then, as a new content person, do you get the quality? You can use AI to get the quality out there in terms of if it is something you want to codify in a book. Now that means that you have to do the part in getting the quality out. Let me tell you something. Post on your group like, oh, I have the names of the top 50 presidents in the country. People are not definitely going to say, I want it. Why did they want it? Does it resonate with them? Is it what they are looking for? So that thing has to be highly shareable. It needs to be good. And so you must understand all of these things. Very important that this speaks into it. Now, codify it in a book and put it in the comment section that they should send you, and you have to start sending it to them. Don't share it on the comment section, because once you share it, people are not going to type give me, because they've seen it. So all you need to do is you send it to them privately, and that's how you go viral. And then when it comes to all of these things, you have to put timing, a bit of urgency into it. Not because there's anything urgent about it, but you have to put timing. And what do I mean by time? You can say maybe in the next 1 weeks you are giving this ad, it's only available for this period of time, and you have to instruct them to please follow me, please like this. They really need something. Everybody wants something free. It's good that they have it, and that's a good strategy. The first 1 day you can use it to do deep research and codify it and tell people you can give them for free. They're all gonna love it, and that's how you build community. That's how you give people. Again, very important. Let's move to the next strategy. Now, this is not more like a strategy, but indirectly it's a strategy. What is it? A lot of people are before you, they are so enamored with the thoughts of monetization. I know everything leads into money, but you must understand something. When you're chasing money outrightly from the beginning, you're going to get it wrong. I mean, I don't think, not because I wasn't working towards monetization or we're not looking at how to make money. The first thing is serving the community with quality. And so once you focus on consistency plus value, you're definitely going to get there. And maybe money start coming. And when you tell people, for example, like the person I shared this with, I said, your dead account can come to life with most of all the strategies. And it was like talking about monetization. I said, this is where you get it wrong. When you place monetization ahead of the things that you should be doing, then you're going to get a problem. Get everything right. There's some people today online, all they need to do is, I'm selling ABCD, a book on ABCD. You might think, how can you be selling a book on ABC, A to Z? Doesn't make sense. There are some people that can sell a book on A to Z and they're going to make sales. That is the level of platform they've built. Whether indirectly or directly, they build a platform, but they've built a platform. And so don't let money champion your quest at the beginning. Let quality and value, consistency most importantly. When you hit a point, then people want to listen to you. I used to say this in the other side. For those in the Christianity world, there are some people that are so famous as pastors. Even when their children pick up their phone and mistakenly type AZPQ, words that are not meaningful online, you see people say amen to it. Of course, that's the comical part. They say amen to it because they might feel maybe he's speaking in tongues or whatever, but it's just a mistake. That is the level at which you build to. If you have not gotten there, don't focus on money, focus on the quality and consistency. That's going to help you. So let's move to the next strategy and tips. Yes, this is a very big strategy, and that is what people do, what we all know, but we don't know how effective it is. The algorithm on Facebook prioritizes live videos above every other thing. And so if the kind of niche you have found yourself in is a niche you can do a video that is live, I bet you are definitely going to do well, and the algorithm is going to favor you. So target live videos. Do live. If you are built up to a certain level, you don't need to be at the zenith, the peak of whatever career or your niche. Once you build up and you have some few people that trust you, be going live. Go live as much as you can. Let people come live. The algorithm will keep pushing you. Will keep pushing you. When you start, it may not really be juicy, and that's one thing that I must say to everyone. That's why I say it might be a 28 days journey thing. I'm definitely taking up another new account, but when you start, it may not really be that fluent in the way things are being doing. But consistency, go live the days you're going to do this. They're all going to help you. The algorithm pushes live content. Are you going to do that? Do you have live things you can do? Sometimes if your content is not majorly on maybe doing videos or content, find quality things to do. You're in a hell of here. Get content and turn it out on live. Just say to them or share experience. So when you go live, it helps. Now let's go on to the next tip. All right, this strategy is very important, and I love you to make use of it if you have got the strength to do it. It's called the power of collaboration. Very important. The power of collaboration. How does the power of collaboration work? Is yes, you might be a relatively new content creator or relatively new what your page is all about. It's not everybody that's creating content for entertainment. Some people are very serious with their page, maybe it's business or whatever it is. You must learn to collaborate. And how do you do this? Because you are relatively new, you may not have millions of followers or even big thousands of, but this collaborate with people. Maybe you are just starting up or you have 2,000 followers or whatever it is. Collaborate with people in that circle that are not too far from you, whether in terms of more than you or whether they are less than you. Collaborate with them. And how do you collaborate? The first thing is this: don't just speak to someone to say I'm collaborating with you. You need to project to them how you're going to be of a good advantage if you collaborate with me, and that helps. And because they're in your circle, for example, you cannot be trying, except that person wants. If you want to collaborate with someone that's got maybe 2 million followers, 1 million followers, they won't answer you and they may not give you what you want. But people within that circle, and pitch to them, don't you think if I can share your content, you share my content? Let's agree that. Just know that these are people that share valuable and original content, and you're also producing valuable and original content. Why can't we just pay? And this helps those who feel the challenge of consistently posting. Do you know that I have got 4 quality contents in a day, but my aim is 8 quality content? How do I do it? 4 is not bad in itself, but when you collaborate with someone else, you share 4 contents. The person you have 4 contents, the person shares your own 4 content. And while you post your own 4 content, and while you post your own 4 contents, you also share that person's 4 contents. One way or the other, you have 8 contents on your page. It's all about collaboration. So before you work towards someone, just know how you're going to help them and how they're going to help. That's the power of collaboration. That's how you can easily get. And that's why, if you don't understand, in every niche on Facebook, there are some people. It's not as if they started this, but one way or the other, they now know themselves because they are the zenith. You know, when you have 50 million followers, you have 2 million, 3 million followers, and you know those who are doing well, they kind of have similar things they are doing, whether intentionally or indirectly, but that's how it works. So if you are building up, that makes you fly higher easy. That's the power of collaboration. Again, let's move into the next tip. All right, this strategy, I think I made mention of it before, but I need to elaborate on it. People make quality content, so their content are not actually getting to where it should get. It's not that viral, not because it's not quality, it's because they are not intentional about the call to action. You have to be intentional about telling them to share that content. Now, there's a psychology behind just telling them to share that content. Please share this content. That makes sense, but you have to work towards the psychology of sharing the content. Imagine you post a content on how to do this, how to, maybe let's say, how to produce music with limited fund, and you put share this content. People would share, and most people might feel reluctant to share. But imagine you say share this content to your contact, share this content to people who might actually need this, or you tell them that share this content. Who knows, people in your contact might actually need this. So even those who feel, I don't think I have got someone in my contact, I don't think I know of someone who is producing music or who's got a limited fund to produce, but he or she is incapacitated with money. I don't think I have someone like that. But the fact that you have also worked on that psychic by telling them that share this content, because you don't know who and who might actually benefit from it, it makes them open-minded. Well, even though I don't have, let me see share. You have to be intentional and be more, not begging now. Because when you produce a quality content, it's no longer begging again. You are just appealing to them that please share this content, someone's going to need it. It's very important. You have to learn that call to action. Now let's move into the next strategy. All right, this is a tip, this is a strategy. I didn't use it, but it's very important for you, for those who are interested in it. Whenever you make a post, it's always asking you to boost. Please, I hope you know there is a big difference between boosting a post and creating ad for a post. When you boost a post, it's not as effective as when you create ad for a post. In the first place, this is for those who might have attempted this and it didn't work well, and this is also for those who might want to do this, because each time you click on post, it's always giving you an option. Do you want to boost this down? When you boost a post, it means Facebook wants to give it to a lot of people to see. But the question is this: who are those that are getting to see this? For example, you're creating a content on accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord. Creating a content on let's say on Christianity, and you boost such a post, is definitely going to be getting across to people who are not Christians, people who are not even interested in anything Christianity, and that's not the way to go. The other side of it is when you create heart instead. Heart can be targeted to those who want Christian content, and so you must know the difference. Don't just boost page, and you don't even create heart for or create a boost. Now, if you must boost a content out of, let me give it a try. Don't boost contents that have not gone viral. Boost contents on your page that are the most watched, the most seen, the most interacted on, and that is going to push it more. You will see this is empirical results anyway. You see far more results, quality results, than just boosting any post or any video. So you must know the difference, and you must know if you choose to do that. Now let's move into the next tricks now for now. Now, this tip is very important. Your dashboard, your dashboard, which is your analytics, is very important. It's not just about posting. You see, some of the very little things that we pay attention to, like number one, inviting people to come and inviting people who like your video to follow you. You can spend 2 hours on it, and yet you spend just 10 minutes on posting. Prefer to do that 2 hours to invite people. Prefer to do commenting when people comment, not just like their comments. Engage them back, ask back to back. Spending time on all of these things is even more important sometimes than posting. And so this takes me back into that point that states that. And so this takes me back into understanding your metrics, your analytics. Who are those that actually engage more in your content? Now, this is not just about the country alone or the age group. It's about the people that engage more in your content. The timing of your content. What time does it get more shares, comments, and likes the most? You must also know what kind of the content you post that gets more engaged. The moment you do a study, that's why I said earlier that it's a function of coming back to understand how it works for you. Because there are a lot of people who are going to come out there, they're saying the right thing, conflicting with another person who is also saying the right thing, but they don't know that it's not about one size fits all. For some people, video work best for them. Some people say they do well with views. Some people say they do well with shorts. And some people just say text is even doing well for them. So you cannot say to a large extent that this is the best. Of course, they might be the best, but individual situations, they also do matter. So you must understand your audience very well and have a firm grip on them, the timing, those who engage on them, what kinds of posts. For example, infographics do well for me than text. Some people are very good in crafting well, built up text in terms of story that's so good that you want to read the story to the end, engages them. So know what works for you, and how do you know it is by going to your analytics and seeing every day, okay, how many likes do I have, how many follows do I have every day. You watch it, you follow it. Which days did I didn't do well? What happened? Did I post a list of the articles I wanted to post, or what happened? Just go around and study. Or see, there is no one thing I have learned in all of these things is it's a story actually, but it's true. A young boy who wasn't doing well in school, and the father took him to someone who is a spiritualist, and the spiritualist bought this blue band butter, wrapped it with red to connote a metaphysical power. That anytime he wants to go for exam, that he should go and read very well. He should do well to study, and after reading rigorously, he should take the butter that was already wrapped in red, but he didn't know it was butter. That he should lick the butter 3 times and say some few words and go write the examination. And this boy eventually did well. But what's the psychology about the whole thing? He still read, but he didn't know that the reading was what's going to do well. He was still thinking that beyond reading was that some of us have the solution at our beck and call, but we are still waiting for one guru to sell us a course, or he's going to say, I have 1 million followers. Some people get all of this things just by doing the most basic thing. The only difference is that they were consistent. And because they were consistent and they've gotten results, they can come up and say rubbish online. And you're definitely going to think that's the best because they've gotten a name for themselves. And so this is all of those things. Now let's move into the next strategy now. All right, this is just a strategy on how to be consistent. We have talked about consistency as a very big strategy and a tip. But how then can you be consistent when it's difficult for you to, I've got a family, I've got wife, I've got kid, I've got a job to attend to in the midst of all of these things. And someone says I should be posting 10 times in a day. How is that possible? And so some of the tips you can actually use is this. Before you venture into all of these things, use AI, or you sit down to craft out something, content you're going to be posting for 30 days. And what does that mean? If you're posting 8 to 10 in a day times 30 days, that's 240 things to post. Now, how can you come up with that? Use your head and let AI, to artificial intelligence, to support you. You can actually type and go to any generative AI platform and get 30 days content. You modify them and do all sorts, attach images to them, attach videos, and just do a day to plan out. It could be your weekend, plan them out, and whenever you want to post, you go there, you carry it, you attach your image, you cross post to these platforms, then you rank your platforms, and that's how you become consistent with it. It's difficult. There's some days I have to get into the class to teach, come back from work and see many things to fix at home, and you still have to give your family many things, and there's no time. But one thing is this: even though you might be struggling with how consistent you are, but please do not allow a day to go without you doing any post. Now let me also tell you, beyond you having a calendar, getting your post ready for 30 days, it's not a must to get the 30 days. Depending on what you're working on, you could do 10 days, 5 days, then you quickly get another 5-10 days. But that's very important. But you must get your content ahead of that if you want to follow through this journey and you want to see results, so that you don't get to the middle and you're wondering, what am I going to post and all of these things. You have to look at that. Now let's go into the next strategy now. All right, for this strategy, you must learn how to recreate content that you've made that are doing pretty well. Again, this goes to tell you that you don't joke with your dashboard. Your analytics is very important. Go back to your analytics, your dashboard, and see which content did very well in the last, maybe let's assume you've gotten to the 14th day, you're really getting a bit tired and all those things. This is a 28 days journey, and I do not guarantee that you must get a result, but I can tell you that if you religiously follow all of these things, you'll get a result. But there will be a time where maybe you are lacking in content and all of these things, but you need to show up. Go back to, in the last 2 weeks, go back to your best content, then you can find a way around talking about it. For example, maybe your best content where you were showing the 10 best ways to plant maybe cucumber, to plant watermelon. You're a farmer or you're a gardener or whatever it is, the 10 best way, and you did that. You posted those 10 best ways and it went viral, or not viral, you're at the starting stage now, but it did pretty well than others. That same content, you can revisit that same content and bring out things out of it. You only posted 10 best of those things. You can bring out one and elaborate it. For example, you're talking about how to make money online using AI, and you listed about 10 ways to make money online with AI, and you used making money with AI by using AI to create books and sell it. That was one out of the 10. A different day entirely, one content, that's a content on its own, then you do another demonstration on it. So sometimes you might get tired, you might get weak, but you must learn how to repurpose your content. Very important. If it went viral, then it means that it touches people's emotions and feelings, and they can identify with whatever thing you did. That means they're actually searching for it, and now you have found a time to elaborate on it. In fact, you can tag people and tell them that yes, you did the content on this, but you have elaborated on this, and all you need to do is just be confident in what you're doing and make sure that you understand your content, understand your audience. Now let's move into the next strategy. All right, another tip, now not too much of a deep strategy, but a very big tip is this. Many persons wants to go viral, but you must be able to define what virality means for you. And the virality you want has to be from the word go, viral, from the beginning. What do you want? Now, virality is not just in numbers, your video, your text or image going everywhere. Yeah, that's a bit of virality, but you must understand to what extent, to what goal. You could want to get viral to create brand awareness. That is what Facebook is practically for me all about. Brand awareness. That's virality. Number two, your virality could be on sales. Maybe you just want to pick up, you want to make a lot of sales. Another thing about your virality could be maybe community building. You want to build up a community online, and that's why you want to go viral. Or you want to get lead generation. You want to have lead generation. You want to have many people's contact or details. You have to spell it out, and that's why the content you make, you have to make it to form. Now, are there differences? Are there issues with this? Yes, there can be an issue if you don't spell it out properly. Let me give you an example. Someone is making a post to go viral because he wants to sell a product, and so you can't just post that you sell this product. You need to come up with some storytelling and many other things, and that thing, everything must lead to or make people want to buy a product. But unfortunately, that person went viral. People were just liking and sharing. They found it more entertaining. They are not actually following the call to action, which is buy my product. And so someone else just wants to be the community. Someone else just wants to get sales. Someone just wants to get lead. Your content can go viral and millions of views, many likes, and yet they do not come back to like and to subscribe to your channel. And so you have to be very specific in terms of virality. And that's why when you are ready to click on that publish or post, be intentional. What do you want? Some people are very intentional. They follow this page, and that's why whenever they want to make a post, after they have grown, they say, if you love this content, do you mind joining a group with 100,000 people learning and interacting? This one wants to build a community. So if that's your goal, you cannot just be telling people, like this video, share, comment. It sounds similar, but they are not the same thing. If you want them to become part of your community, you have to instruct them. Probably check a place in your post, your comments, or whatever, or tell them to visit a place and join the community because you've got loads of packages for that. That's building. If that person is not intentional about that hacks, you only be creating content which is lovable. People are going to share, people are going to like and comment, but you're not creating any community. Someone wants to sell, but nobody's buying, but they're liking it, they're engaging it. So you have to be very intentional. All right, now let's move into the next tips now. Now this strategy, very, very important. You must learn to tap into current trends and events. How does this work? For example, I'm making use of this area because people who actually saw this video and started watching are those who probably saw it. One of the pages I built, which is on AI. So I'm using this as an example. For example, AI. Before you know it, there was a time GPT-5 came, ChatGPT-5 came. Don't be the last person to share content, to share ideas, to share news and information that just came out, and they are very important. Don't miss out. If it involves you following a very top content creator or someone, a business, for example, that is very, very prominent in your niche, you can follow them if you know these ones are definitely going to get, but so that you can get information on time. If you know you can search for information, but don't be the last sets of people that very important information, but on the 6th day you are just sharing it when you're not a go-to guy. And so you must latch on current trends and information. There was a time Nano Banana came out. Within one day, people are already posting. There was a time Google brought out free training courses. Are you among the first set of people to, post that? And so that is what we call news jacking, trend jacking. You are part of the people. Actually, the news is there, it just came out. Be among the first set of people, post it. You make your page discoverable, you make your page relevant at that time. And when people come because of that trend, some people may not necessarily be your follower or they're not interested in your page, but it's a trend that is trending all over the world. And because you quickly latch on it, that drives them to your page. And one way or the other, they decide to start checking, what does this person even do? And they find one of your content and that's how it goes. So you must learn how to latch on trend. Very important. And let's go into the next strategy. All right, this is about scheduling. When you schedule your content, this is a very huge strategy, scheduling. So if you want to schedule your content, it is because you want to post tomorrow. You want to do the post today for tomorrow. Why? Because you are busy at work, you want to do some other things. This is one of the reasons why people want to be intentionally consistent. They are consistent. Even when you are free today, but you know how tomorrow could be, schedule your content today. Very important. And so, if you want to do very well with scheduling your content, I will always advise you for something. If you schedule your content, you can schedule the same content. Please post this content tomorrow by 4:30 p.m. There's a way in which you can go back to the same scheduled content and schedule a comment under the same scheduled content, which means, for example, what I gave earlier on, one of the best ways to get massive engagement on Facebook is through the thread pattern, where you post an image and text and you tell them to go into the comment section, and indirectly, whether you tell them or not, they go into the comment section and they see threads of your information there. Maybe 10 items, number 1, you list them 10. Now, if you are posting directly, you can easily do that. But if you want to schedule, you have to post the first one, which is the main message. If you are doing this in a Facebook group or you are doing this, you may not be able, because when you schedule, it has not gotten to that time. I mean, you are scheduled for 4:30 tomorrow. So I think you can go back, schedule that. When this post is finally published, it also schedules a comment under it. So that same thread pattern that you use, you can use it under scheduling, and it can always give you that same pattern. It makes it intact, it makes it consistent, you make your content very good, and you can easily go. So while you're at the party, you're at the church, you're at work, you're doing a lot of these things, your content is online. That's the power. And let's go into the next strategy. All right, I understand that there's a lot of people are actually bothered about how many followers they have, because what is far most important is making sure that you find someone who is very reputable, who is very prominent and very good in your niche. Now, you are going to be doing a little bit of understudying. Now, what are you understudying? How do they post? How did they post? What time did they post? What kind of content did they post? What kind of interactions did they get from their audience? Remember, this is a niche, but this person is better than you in all ramifications. I mean, as at the time, you might definitely be better than the person. So they've been there. This is like saying you're having an indirect mentor, but you don't get to know them. You don't get to meet them. They don't even know you besides you seeing their content. So, but you are learning a lot from their platform. I used to say this: take your time to do deep research. It's not about posting content. No, if you do a lot of other things besides posting, all these things gonna help you. So find that top performing. You can go online, you can use YouTube, you can use Facebook, you can use ChatGPT just to get the best performing in that area. Then understudy their page, understudy their channel, see how well people are interacting, look at what people really want from them, and from so doing, you can actually know one thing. Now, do not copy. I used to say this: do not copy. See it as a way to draw inspiration. Drawing inspiration is not the same thing as copying. Draw inspiration from all of these things, and you are going to get better. Again, sometimes it's not as if you are stealing content. You can get the content ideas from them. It resonates with you, it resonates with their audience, because the same audience they are serving might also be the same audience you want to start serving. And so get the content, don't copy, don't steal. You can remodify if need be, but majorly it's just to draw inspiration from them, and you will be so shocked how much of the things you need to learn, the things that took some people years, to get to, it might take you a few weeks, few months, and you're already getting it. So why not just tap that opportunity? And again, before I just move into the next tip, when you see someone post online, say 5 million views, 10 million views, thank you my community, and I have 100,000 followers, don't get intimidated. They didn't start yesterday. They started years back. They started months back through efforts of hard work. And so don't get intimidated. Don't get sad that you are doing things and not seeing results. No, the results are definitely going to come. You just need to be persistent with what you are doing. Okay, now let's move to the next strategy. Now, all right, I know that I have specifically made mention of consistency and some other things, but you see, producing valuable content can never be negotiated. How can you produce valuable content? The first thing is this: the niche you have found yourself in. People engage, or people find themselves in the niches they find themselves in today out of two things. Some, they don't have an idea about it. They jumped into the niche because they see that this niche is really doing well. This is a niche that you're going to get a lot of views, you're going to get a lot of interactions. I mean, it's also very good for monetization, and people actually jump into that kind of niche. Is there anything bad in that? No, technically, there is nothing bad. In fact, we are in an era of AI. Know how to use artificial intelligence to your own use. And so you can be posting content and you'll be sounding as an authority, but it's AI that's really helping you to package everything. But beyond that, you must also learn in the process. So such persons are operating that kind of niche. And there are some other persons who are operating the niche where it may not really be too popular, but they have passion for it. They've got strong interest for it. For example, imagine someone who is into photography. You know, the person has got massive interest and passion for it. So even when you are facing some little bit of lethargy, fatigue, it's in there. They love it. So they always get more content out there. So you need to know why you are into the niche you are. If you are into the wrong niche, try to modify and adjust whatever thing that you have done. And so carve out valuable content. Like I said, the quantity is also good because of the Facebook algorithm. But again, the valuable content that we are saying is content that people would love and say, wow, interesting. I really like this. These are the contents you can do. So when you are struggling with valuable content, you can use AI to get your content out there. Or if it's not something related to that, you can also use depending on what you're producing, just make sure that you get the best out and produce to people. And I've said this to you in case you are having an issue, because I said one of the mistakes you can make is some people can spend about 24 hours to produce something, and while they are using 24 hours to produce just one content, another person have used that same 24 hours to produce 3 to 4 good contents. May not really be as good as that, but they are banking on the prolificity, or being a prolific producer, banking on you churning out quantity. Maybe out of the quantity they can get good. That's it. Now, one thing is this: when you produce good quantity, good quality products, it's going to get out to the people, and people are actually going to love it. So don't feel sad. No, good quality, very good. And I gave you an example of how you can do this. So channel your energy on producing valuable content. People are going to love it. Once you channel energy to produce one content that is valuable, if you want to get it to a larger reach, then you do multiple posting on 15 groups, then you have reached a lot of people. And so that comforts you to know that, yes, I spend time to produce valuable content, but at least I am pitching it out to a lot of people. When I see so many 8 seconds clip, 11 seconds clip, or maybe people using AI to shoot a video, and I'm like, oh, it didn't cost these people. I produced a movie, a short movie with AI, and I spent 3 weeks, just one short movie. And yet so many other persons are actually producing many other things. And so it's not just about quantity, you just find a way to balance it. Now let's move to the next strategy. All right, this can be overemphasized. You need to know how to use good visuals. Even when you are producing just text only with image, learn how to have good visuals. Even if you are doing video, learn how to have good visuals. Now, visuals for videos could be, maybe part of it could be thumbnail. Despite the fact that it's on Facebook now, have a very good thumbnail that people look at it and they are not ready to go. And one of the ways, you can just go to Canva, you can design a very good thumbnail for your video, or you can replicate high performing videos or high performing content in relation to what you have. You can go online, look for those with millions and see how it is. You're not copying, you are just drawing inspirations from there. So your vision is very important. For example, someone doing videos, very important. If you have a chance, go to some free platform, upscale the image of your thumbnail and look so bright. So when people are scrolling by, something is so catchy, looks so bright. And the thing is, works with psychology. When I see a thumbnail that looks so bright and so colored, 8K visuals, you might be thinking, maybe this person spent a lot of money to produce it, so an ordinary person cannot do that. So it's all about working with the psychic. The same thing with when you are doing text and image. Use great image for your content. It draws people's attention. Now let's move to the next tip now. All right, I've said something similar to this, but just a little bit different. It might say it's part of the hook, but then this is not about hook now. It's similar to hook, but this is more like a bit of it's close to the title. You must learn how to use emotional hook. This is not hook now, emotional. And let me tell you, and you now see that you've actually seen it somewhere. Most times you've seen people doing online, and despite the fact that if you kind of know that this thing it's not clickbait now, it's just an emotional way of drawing you to the content, you still eventually find out that you watch the content and you also click on it. And so you can start for example, what you can see it on the screen, like anger, all inspiring emotions, and people want to know, okay, what is the next thing? So they are very important. You must learn how to use these emotional facts. Now, people use it until today. Despite the fact that people have an idea, they still want to know what is in need for them. All right, let's move to the next tip. Everything you made and people really loved it, they liked it, they shared it, they did everything, they interacted and engaged with it. Just like I said earlier on, there are lots of information online, in the sea of information online. For that person to stand and stay with your content and read makes that person find something interesting. The truth is this: after the person enjoying it, you'll be so sure he's going to scroll over and look for the next content. If he or she doesn't find the follow button beside your page profile name or your page name, that person is not going to follow easily. Now, it gives you are definitely, if you're supposed to have maybe 1,000 followers, if you are this kind of person that have your page or your profile out there that doesn't have the follow button close to it, you are 80% likely to lose a customer or lose a follower to your account, because the person doesn't have the follow button to click on, despite the fact that the person enjoyed the content, and so the person go on. So the thing you must avoid is to avoid a profile page that when you post, people cannot find the follow button to click on. People are definitely having this problem and they are searching online how they can get it resolved. And that's why you have the chance, if you are someone who is operating a new account or relatively new account, people have choices. You can create 5 pages on your same profile, on Facebook. So whichever one shows the follow button, you should be using it so people can easily follow you. So it's not the fact that you're not producing good quantity of posts or good quality of posts. Sometimes it's not easy for people to find it, and so some people still look at it and say, yes, this is a beautifully crafted content, I like it and enjoyed it, I find it exciting, I laughed, I learned, I want to know who this person is. So the next thing they do is to click on your profile and it takes them back home. And this leads me to the next tip. Of course, that's the follow button. Ensure you have the follow button there. Now, if they don't have the follow button there, next it leads them to your profile page. And when they get to your profile page, they read about your about me, they read about some few things on your profile page, your cover picture, cover photo, the thumbnail, and the setup. Is it professionally set up? And this is what some people might actually be looking at. Imagine your name, your profile name or your page name is I'm using gardening for example, Mr. Gardener, and you're sharing content on AI, artificial intelligence for example. It's not as if it's entirely bad, but what it sends as a signal to the person who actually checked your content is, well, maybe this person is just doing this part-time. Because imagine someone whose name is Paul AI guru and is sharing content on AI. It's just about psychology. It's easier to link it up that, oh, this person is really into AI. So sometimes don't just name your page anyhow thing. Naming a page that can resonate, a page that typically identify with the content you post. And so people can, it's not written, but it's psychological. When people see your name and see what you do, they know this person, this is what it does full time, or this is what this person specialized on. So when the link go back to your page, they can actually see something that really makes sense. All right, now let's go to the next tip. Whatever niche you find yourself in, congratulations. If you are relatively a new content creator, or you are just creating for your business page or whatever it is, or whatever niche you find yourself, find at least 5 very good person in that same niche that are doing exceedingly well. If you are serving an international community, then look for someone who is in that capacity. If you're serving a local community, or just restricted to maybe your country, maybe Pakistan or India. All right, this strategy is a strategy, not just a tips. It's called seed initial engagement. This is very important because I've said something regarding the first 1 hour rule, golden rule, that it's something that when people quickly get onto your content in terms of how they engage with it, it tricks the algorithm to understand that, oh, people really love this. So if you are someone who's got a private community in the sense that you have people who are actually following you in a group, or not just necessarily following you, but you have access to friends and family. Now, I'm not encouraging that this has to be done all the time, but they can actually help by quickly engaging on your content. And once they quickly engage on your content, that's why you see some posts online, some very few persons are using it. The first 10, 11, 12, 15 comments on there, they are very positive comments. And sometimes that kind of shape the psychology. When someone lashes on that kind of video, text, or images, and they are reading the first 15 comments, even if they seem to have a bit of a contrary view, those comments make them want to recheck whatever opinion they have about that thing. Either they go back to watch it again, maybe they didn't get something. Let's assume that person has something a bit of a negative now, not necessarily negative, but that person is indifferent. Those comments, those engagements, positive one, kind of make people want to like, oh, I'm true, that's true. Maybe I'm the one thinking in a very wrong perspective. You understand? But it helps it. But beyond that, I'm talking about the algorithm now. The algorithm loves it. So if you have a private community, that can actually help you. Tell them you are releasing your content by 5 p.m. Tell them you are releasing by 8 p.m. UK time, US time, and if it is something that is meaningful. Remember, if you have done something like, okay, you want to churn out or you want to give out a giveaway, you have found a very priceless content, priceless item to give to your community, not necessarily community that you've built. It might be from a Facebook group. You can say by 8 p.m. this time, whatever thing, and people are looking for it. So the more people quickly engage into it, that seed engagement is very important. So find some few sets of people that can help you and your friends and family. It's definitely going to promote your content. Now let's move into the next tip. Is, yes, we usually see the weekly activity, right? Those weekly activities, if you find your way to achieving them, please always target them and achieve them. It's a very big signal that is sent to the algorithm that this person is up to the task. They give you weekly activities in terms of the views, in terms of replying to comments, interactions, maybe even style, whatever, mentioning, all of these things that are presented under your weekly activities. Try as much as possible to make sure that you do them, you complete them. They're all going to help you. And I hope all of this do help you with this content. So I will be providing more valuable content on this channel. And please, I beg you, please, like this video, share this video, follow and subscribe. Like this, follow and subscribe, please. Instead of me creating, like I said, small, fragmented, bits by bits, I just like to do it once and for all. People get to watch what they need to watch, and you can always go back to it and you get it. So please, this is just for you. So thank you so much for engaging in this, and I'll be posting more free items I have something I'm currently working on. I have 8 industries that I have built a software for. There's something we can all do, but just teach you the power of using AI to do whatever you need to do. And the finance, education, agriculture, online income, which other one did I build? In the health sector and the movie industry, I built something for all of it with the use of AI, which I'll be projecting. So please, you would definitely like, and I'm going to teach you how you can build similar things. Please like this again, share this, and please comment. Thank you so much. See you some other time. Bye.